Hey, it's Karen Wright, Berkshire Hathaway, Home Services, PenFed Realty. So I'm a real estate agent, a loan originator with Next Mortgage. Today we are going to just give you a sort of idea of some examples in the market, what's been happening, personal experiences over the past several months with clients. This just gets an idea, if you're looking right now, kind of what some of the buyers are going through. Obviously, we know sellers are having a pretty good time, but this is kind of from the buyer's perspective, and just about how to structure offers. You know, when you're looking for a real estate agent, and what if you're prepping to buy a house this year, what you're going to kind of see in Wichita, Kansas, obviously the surrounding areas as well, Derby, Andover, Augusta, Goddard, Maize, Halstead, Newton, all around. So to give you an example, let me start with one last year, at the end of the year. So I was working with a family. They were moving here from Florida and trying to get to know the area, and so she was asked about one area, one house. House looked pretty nice. It's an area I really like. I mean, there's lots of areas I like. And so I went and called the agent because I'm like, this is not going to last. And I was just kind of getting to these buyers. And so I called the agent and she said, yeah, well, we already have 13 offers. And then I asked her a few questions and she did kind of elaborate a little bit, where she said, well, yeah, three cash offers. And she said, and they're probably, there was a good chance they was not going to get it. Now, she didn't say it in those words, but was alluding to the fact that, hey, if we put in an offer that, and obviously once you are hearing 13 offers are in, you pretty much know. And really in this market, if there's an offer right away, it's over asking. So that was, but I will usually ask for my buyers, is there cash offers? A lot of times cash tends to win. So what that kind of told me, gave me enough information to say that the cash offers were great, but maybe the lender mortgage offer, the non-cash offer, might have been either higher over it, or maybe didn't ask for contingencies at all. Obviously, I wouldn't know. Only the listing agent would know that information. But from the, when preparing an offer, if my buyers were going to put one in, it gave me enough information on that. So that kind of, again, that was later in the summer, I believe, of last year. So 13 offers, 3 were cash, and she was alluding that the cash may not get it, which, of course, we tend to say cash is king. But then again, if the offers that have mortgages are, over the cash offers, yeah, I mean, as a buyer, I'd rather make more money, just wait it out a little longer. Because right now in this market as well, you're really not able to ask for a lot of contingencies. Obviously, if you're cash, you're taking the financial contingency kind of off the table. And the appraisal, I did not yet had a cash offer of my buyers do an appraisal. So, it takes the appraisal, where if you are putting in an offer with a mortgage, a lot of times we're seeing the buyers say, okay, I'll go up X amount of dollars, because if you're going over asking, a lot of times it's not going to appraise. So we are asking, kind of like from a listing standpoint, how much is your buyer going to pay over their purchase price that's going to cover the appraisal gap, we call it. So hopefully that makes sense. If not, give me a call. I can elaborate on that. But basically, if offers are being put on immediately, they're going over asking. And then the goal is to eliminate as many contingencies as your buyer is willing to go without. Appraisal gap, financing, of course, we talked about that. And home contingency on home sales right now is very difficult. I usually have to ask a listing agent, hey, are you accepting home contingencies? Because typically it's not, especially if it goes under contract right away. Now, if it's a house, so those buyers tend to have to look at a house that's been on the market for a while. And there are still those that aren't pricing it properly. Just because you hear the great news about the home appreciation doesn't mean you can price where you want. You still got to price it within the realm of that neighborhood of the upgrades, because buyers will wait or go toward houses that have those at that price point. Another example was another client. There was 8 offers on this one, and this note, woohoo, my buyers got it. They were cash, and this the only contingency they really had was they wanted to do an inspection. They weren't going to ask for any repairs on it. They just wanted that for their own comfort, satisfaction. They wanted to do it just, and it was one of those meticulous houses. And as an agent, when I go through these houses that, just some of them are just wow, meticulous, gorgeous decor, everything perfectly in place, perfect, like house. It's almost as if the house is staged. I mean, it's and of course then usually the mechanical's really good, and the roof and that stuff tends to be in order as well. So on those ones, I'll tell you, I usually know when an inspection is going to come through, it's going to just have flying colors. And this was one of those houses. So they did come back. We at the end were up against somebody else, even though my buyers got it. And they did come back and ask for, hey, look, can we cross off that? Even though, like I said, we were saying that it was just going to be for my buyers to, and so they crossed it off. Again, it was one of those where meticulous, and I tend to never see anything come out of, but it's also in this market, it's worth, going for that. And the fact that they even won out of the 8 offers, I was a little bit shocked at, actually. So it was great news. It was a gorgeous house. And so that, anyways, that gives you an example of what happened in that case. Then there was another one. Let's see, there was 13 offers on that. I had the buyer did not get it. They had gone 10K over, just to give you an example. I mean, obviously, I only know what happens with my clients. When I'm the listing agent, I, of course, know what happens with all the offers. But I get asked right now, how much are people going over? And I can still say it just depends. It depends what their ability to afford is. If they really know the market, know right away that you kind of got to look at, if you have a specific point you can't go over, you've got to almost look at houses 10K below where your top dollar is, because most houses are going over asking. Again, like I said, the ones that don't, or you can just wait for a week to see what's on the market still. They will be either fixing up, it's not priced perfectly well, of course, when it's a 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but there are still those. And of course, with buyers, I still see that 90% they want, plus really, updated and finished and immaculate. That is really what they want. So sellers, if you're looking to list, just get it into that condition. Or if you're not going to update it to, make it clean and nice and beautiful to where people know that, hey, it's just a matter of coming in with cosmetic updates. I mean, if you start getting into roof issues and heating and air conditioning issues, that's a lot pricier for people to deal with. But yeah, so the 13 offers had gone 10K over, did not get that. Don't know what it finally sold for. I tend to look at that. But let's go to another one. Example was showing some new construction houses, and they were very interested in that. And it was at the very top of the range that they were going, but they were able to almost squeak it out. And then just, they were still waiting on some other factors. And, by the time we went back, the houses have increased by $3,000, which, of course, if you're on the very cusp of it, makes it very difficult. So that's from the new build construction area. But anyway, just wanted to give you a idea of what I've seen over several months with different buyers and sellers. And if you want some more specific information, give me a holler, 316-209-8828. All my information is listed in the description below, but will definitely help you navigate this marketplace, what's happening right now compared to last year. I mean, it's still a bit the same. They say it's going to appreciate, not as, I won't say vertically, vertically, but up a mountain slope. It's supposed to be a little bit slower than that. Of course, we are seeing mortgage rates increase, so we'll see how that kind of plays out, but low inventory, so it's going to still be putting in the strongest offers you can. Just talk with your agent or give me a holler on, and everyone's a case-by-case basis. I mean, it depends on what the buyer's ability is. It depends on what house you're looking at. It depends on, comps, I laugh. I do get asked, to show comps, but they kind of don't matter a little bit now. Don't get me wrong. I still pull them, but it's just a matter of, hey, if it's priced at this, no matter what the seller's going to take, it's a matter of, what the buyer's willing to pay for that. Anyway, so thanks for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next video.